710 now, Arkansas, the latest state to face a backlash now over a new Religious Freedom Act. Lawmakers there passed a bill on Tuesday that would prevent state and local governments from infringing on someone's religious beliefs without a compelling interest. Opponents say the legislation will allow business owners to discriminate now against gay and lesbian customers, but supporters insist that won't happen. The bill now goes to Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson, who has said that he will sign it. Now, this is very similar to the measure signed into law in Indiana. And bills identical to the ones in Indiana and Arkansas were filed just last week in North Carolina in both the House and the Senate as well. They could come up for debate as soon as this week. So Corey Rosensteel, a partner at the Rosensteel Fleischman Law Firm in Charlotte, here to talk about the legality of these bills. Corey, thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
So you were just explaining a little bit there in the break. Put in context here for our viewers what this means for Indiana and Arkansas, and therefore what it could mean for us here in North Carolina.
Well, there are a couple of things that have gone on here. The first thing is that there was originally a national bill that protected religious freedoms. This was originally proposed because there were some issues with people who wanted to do religious ceremony that involved an otherwise illegal drug. It's been used to protect people, for instance, a Muslim who in jail wanted to have a short beard, that type of thing. And so what the new Indiana and Arkansas legislation has done is, for one thing, it's instituted a broader policy that protects larger corporations. And so what's gone on now is that the people who are proponents of the bill say, we would like to protect those people who might be, say, a photographer who runs a small company who doesn't want to have to attend a same-sex marriage ceremony. Of course, the problem is that the people who are against the bill say, well, this is going to lead to religious discrimination. It's going to lead to discrimination against people, not protections of freedom, but the opposite.
And this is something that Governor McCrory has said is kind of a non-issue here in North Carolina.
Well, that's what the governor says, and of course, the people on one side of the argument are saying, well, we need this in order to prevent situations like that, where a caterer might have to do something that's against her religious beliefs, something that she finds to be repugnant. While on the other side of the coin, the governor and other people have said we're creating a problem. We're creating a discriminatory problem by potentially trying to solve a problem that's not there right now.
Well, it seems like, sure, something like this could also just open up a can of worms in terms of interpretation. What's a religion? What's not? Could people sort of use this to make things up? And I mean, how is it going to be enforced?
Well, one of the problems is that the people who are against the bill say, well, we have to take a look at this in the broader context. But the people for the bill say, well, look at the broader context of what we've got going on right now. For instance, should we force a Catholic priest to marry somebody? Is that discrimination? It certainly opens a can of worms, and there are a lot of different angles that come up when you talk about this type of issue.
Because you talk about both ways that it could go, not just the traditional way, right, that you were saying, discriminating against the LGBT community, but as you said, kind of the opposite could also be true. What do you think the likelihood is that this would gain any traction here in North Carolina?
Well, there's been a lot of backlash in Indiana. I think that our legislators are going to have to take a close look at what the consequences would be for trying to pass something like this.
All right, Corey Rosensteel, thank you for coming in. I'm sure that this is something we will continue to talk about. Wouldn't be surprised to see you back here sometime doing the same thing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right, Ben here with some headlines as well. All right.